finally got my numbers board project completed. And so what I'm going to do at this point, finally, after all this time, I don't even remember how long ago it was that I started it. I'm going to go ahead and do the finish up video now with all the footage I shot probably 2 months ago. But anyway, the last time we left off, I had laminated the boards for the numbers and cut them out on the bandsaw to give them a little bit of a design. And what I did, and since then, and I don't show it on here, was to run those through my table saw and put a little line at the top and the bottom of the number boards just to give it a bit of design. And then beyond that, which as you're going to be seeing, I go ahead and sand everything out. And once everything is sanded, I go ahead and do the painting and putting on the numbers and putting on the clear acrylics, what I know is a crystal clear enamel. So anyway, I'm just going to show all this. I mean, it's just one more project. Look, when I'm working on a little girl, it's never ending. And so this is just one project that got started quite a while ago, and we got a chance this afternoon and evening to finish it up. By the way, this is Memorial Day. I'm taking the day off, so I might as well get some work done. So, all right, well, let me, I'll let you get back at it here, showing you the catch-up video. And that'll bring us right up to current, which the last of this was all shot on Memorial Day. So I got the numbers on, I got the crystal clear enamel on it, and just got it all finished up. So with that, I'm going to let you, I'm going to get you caught up. Okay, so these are done. Took me all of about 5 minutes to get them right. I had to run them a couple of times because I wanted a nice, clean, precise, deep groove, deeper than I was not wanting to do it on the first shot. Anyway, the point is, they're done. And I like this design. I've always, there's something about it. It just so clearly delineates. Now, at this point, I'm just going to be rounding it up, everything off. Just kind of just smoothing off, rounding off the edges, and that's all I'm going to do. Just real short and simple. And then we're going to go ahead and prime it and paint it. And the way we're doing it, I think it's going to show up beautifully. Here's the real irony. Even though these are going to be, I'm taking all this time and energy to try to be precise and nice about this. You know, honestly, they're going to be on a boat, seen from a distance, and the whole point is the numbers, not the design. But I do like to do something and make it look nice, and so that's why I'm taking the time and the effort to be as precise and careful as I am. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and round everything off. We'll show you that when we get done. Well, this is the first coat of primer, and yeah, it's fine. My only thing that's bothering me right now is I don't like the look of that right there. It looks like a check. I never spotted it, never saw it when when I was doing all the sanding and everything. Really surprising. I mean, I don't think it's going to crack wide open or anything. I'm going to check the other side, no pun intended. I'm going to check the other side after I get a couple of coats on the front of these. But that, yeah, that's surprising. I never saw that. Anyway. All right, we'll take it a step at a time here. First coat of primers on. It's not very, I see some kind of ghosty areas, some light areas, but we're just going to let this dry thoroughly, which won't take too long. And then we'll sand it a little bit, check it, and wipe it down and do another coat of primer. Well, we got to do the backside too. So anyway, all right, that's side number one. And with the primer. Well, guys, we're back up in Vermont, and tomorrow we're going to try to get some work done on those number boards for the boat numbers. And I bought the paint while I was down on a Cape, and it's good stuff. It's what I was looking to, the very color that I wanted. But this stuff has xylene in it and a couple of other things. Anyway, suffice it to say, they suggest you use a respirator, use adequate ventilation. Basically, it's this kind of stuff that'll melt your lungs. By the way, xylene known to cause cancer in California. So I'm sure that we're all set here in Vermont. Okay. Anyway, so tomorrow, while it's 48 degrees, I'm hoping it gets up there quickly. As the recommended temperature is 50 and above. So anyway, tomorrow I'm going to try to get these things outside, set them up, and spray paint them. Since it's being spray painted and not applied with a brush, it's not a liquid per se. I think we're going to be fine. But I definitely want to do it outside to where it really has adequate ventilation. I don't want to be inhaling this stuff and melting my lungs, if you know what I mean. So anyway, that's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to turn this around and show you what we've got and where we're going with it. Well, guys, it's paint time. I'm going to turn this around and got things set up with a tripod and everything. But it's only about 45 degrees. Sun is shining. It's not going to be any chance of dust or anything getting into the paint job. But the paint has been kept nice and warm down in my man cave. So that's not going to be a problem. Like I said, it's 45 out here. They recommend 50 at least. So we'll just see how it goes. In the meantime, I've been shaking the can pretty well. And once we get this thing shaking this last little bit, we'll get started on the paint. All right, one of the things they said in the paint demos on YouTube is always go past the end of your work. See, if you stop in the middle of it, stop down toward one end and come back, you're going to get double the paint where you stop. So you want to always go past your work on both ends and just even spray back and forth and back and forth. I'm doing the backs of these right now. And, all right, so let's just take a look, see if we got paint flying. Okay, here we go. Oh, I blew that. Okay, I got a pool right here. See, laying flat, it'll probably level out, but that was not a good one. I started right here, and we'll see. You know what? I'll probably be sanded after this anyway. So I'm going to go in between. Okay. Yeah, I think we're good. We're going to let that dry. I can't do both at the same time, obviously, so... I can't do both sides at the same time, so we're going to just let that go. We come back, we're going to do another coat and try to do the ends. I just got paint on my tripod. That's good. It's very difficult. This got good coverage. I'm really impressed. This is Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch, and I like the color. This is exactly what I was looking for. I wanted a nice light tan with the black letters against it. It's going to look great up on the boat. So we're going to cut it for right now. We'll come back and do another coat. Well, these are inside. They've dried completely. This is actually really nice. It's a little bumpy. If somebody's going to be looking up the back of these close and personal, I'd worry about it. But it's good, solid coat, 3 coats of paint, and the stuff that I've got to go on top after everything is done is actually not. I said it was acrylic. It's not acrylic. It's crystal clear enamel. Which is basically, enamel paint is what you use a lot of times for outdoor stuff. And anyway, so I'm looking forward to getting everything, once the numbers are all on, go ahead and completely coat all of this another time. So which means I'll probably go ahead and just lightly sand these, maybe with some 220. And so whenever I do the front and backs, I'll go ahead and coat it with this stuff, and we'll be good to go. My next step, I'm not going to do it any more than this on the back. So this is 3 coats. It should be good enough. And we're going to turn these over, and as soon as we get a little warmer weather, maybe by the end of the week, get 3 coats on the front too, and then we'll look into getting those numbers on. Okay, so I'm finally getting around to mounting my boat numbers on these plaques that I made, and I got the numbers themselves center lined on each end. I had to watch this one because this is kind of off here, but anyway, that is the center line right there. And then on the end of the plaques, I did the same thing with a pencil mark on that, because the pencil mark will just clean right off with some Windex. So anyway, I got those all lined up, and now the trick is going to be getting this centered up like this, but getting it in the right amount. And that's going to be a matter of eyeballing, because because of this being a square end to a letter, it's not the same as being the G over here that's got a quote-unquote rounded edge. Well, it's not round at all. But anyway, you get the idea. So basically, I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. And you got to start at one end, probably just about like that. And then make sure that this is stretched tight as you go down through, because this is kind of crumply. They came all rolled up in a ball, in a roll inside the box. So anyway, I just got to make sure that once I start peeling that paper off, actually the way that this works, I'm going to work from right to left, actually, so I'm starting down at this end. Once I peel that paper off and very carefully, precisely line up on the end like that, I've got to just make sure that I'm keeping it nice and even, going back, very centered up in the middle of the plaque. Or number board, whatever you want to call it, so that it ends up nice and centered down on this end. So, yeah, I'm going to do that in just a minute. Okay, let's give this a shot. I've already started peeling back on this end. Give this a shot. Come back just a little bit. Try to even this out. Take this all off completely, just so I can kind of keep an eye on it. Put it down as I want to. Actually, that looks pretty good right there. We'll see how this comes out. You know what? Once it's out on the boat, people are going to be looking at it from a distance, but I think it's still going to look great. Okay, I'm looking at the way that this lined up down here. Well, that's looking pretty good. So, all right, let's go ahead and peel this. We'll start from this end. You know what? I think I'm gonna do this. I think I'm gonna push those down a little bit. Use my pocket knife. I did this. I can't remember which. Well, I know I did it when I put Little Girl on the back of Little Girl. You do the same thing. You really press these numbers hard into the, or in that case it was Little Girl, press it hard into the surface. So when you peel it, everything is nice and permanent. Okay, we're just about there. It's gonna be great. Okay, here we go. Let's get this off. Let's get this peeled. I keep angling this mounting paper so I'm not pulling up on, I'm not pulling straight out. I'm wanting to, well, you get my idea. Never mind. It's coming. There we are. There we are. I think it came out great. All right. All right, now we got to go do the other one. Now what goes over this after I get this, to take these pencil marks off, a little bit of Windex will take those. But anyway, after this, I take it out, and I'm going to, I get this clear plastic. Actually, it's clear acrylic that is going to be sprayed over this in several coats, and to just seal it all in. And you know what? If this only lasts for a couple of years out on the boat, that's all I care. Because frankly, when I ordered these numbers, I didn't care for this particular font. It's just what seemed, they require 3-inch numbers, and I don't know why in the world they do that, but anyway, so whatever. We've got it. That's done. We're going to go ahead and do the other one, and we'll get you guys back into this when we go ahead and do the clear coat on it. But for right now, I think that came out super. Well, guys, I don't know how well this is going to work. It's a nice sunny afternoon. The temperature's about right. It's good and dry, but here's the key. This is crystal clear enamel, and I've been shaking it a good while. I'm going to try it, but it's not supposed to go over gloss paint. This is satin, and then these letters themselves are pretty glossy, so I'm going to spray it. We'll give it a shot. I'm going to work with the one first that didn't come out as well as the other one, so let's go ahead and give this a spray and see how it goes. Okay, it's working. And remember, we said from last time, you always start out beyond where you're working, go all the way over past, and then you don't ever settle right on it, because you don't want to puddle your paint or your acrylic. Well, this is not acrylic. What do we say? Crystal clear enamel. Okay, let's just see how it goes. Okay, we're going to let that one go. It looks pretty good. Remains to be seen how put it way over here. All right. one of the things about this particular one is that it had a had some what do you call it, checking in the wood right through here. And you know what, like I said, even if this thing lasts for a season or two, that's all I care about. So we'll let it sit out here and dry, and being acrylic enamel, it should dry pretty quickly. So, anyway, gonna be interesting to see how it looks on the boat. All right, that's it, guys. Okay, so I'm outside here. The stinking air conditioner is going, so you get the racket of that in the background. But one thing I will say, I just sprayed the back of my number boards, whatever you want to call them, with the crystal clear enamel, which is fine, but it's getting late in the day. I didn't have strong light, and then I looked after them afterward, and I had missed a couple of 3 places. I mean, really bad light. So moral of the story is, when you do this, make sure it's at some point when you're done with the spraying on a particular item, get down at the end so that you can see a reflection going down the whole length of it and see where you've missed it. And then come back and hit it again and check it again. So anyway, right now they're all completely done, and I'm not going to worry about them. They're going to go to the Cape with me next time. And we're going to see how they look up on the bell pulpit, where I'm going to mount them, what I'm going to do with them. But at least the number boards are done, and that's another thing off the checklist.